Zack Baun and Wisconsin have been lights out defensively, back-to-back shutouts, giving up less than 110 yards per game, by far the best number in the country. The Badger linebacker joins us now here on The Big Show. Zach, we can throw out the numbers. We can say Wisconsin's defense has been awesome. You guys have gone back and watched the film after each of your first two games. What specifically have you done so well?
Yeah, just focusing on the details. All the run fits, all the techniques we work during practice, just making that come together during the game is our big key.
So you're very familiar with what you do defensively. This week, you've gotten familiar with what Michigan does offensively. So what jumps off the film when you watch the Wolverines?
Yeah, they're athletic. They have a lot of playmakers in a lot of different spaces, and their coaches put them in good positions to make those plays, and they got a good quarterback surrounded by good offensive players around them.
We heard so much in the offseason about a new Michigan look, a more wide-open, multiple attack. We haven't really seen it in the first two games. How much of that are you expecting on Saturday?
Yeah, they did switch it up a little bit, but studying the film, it's nothing that we're not ready for, nothing that we haven't seen in the past. They use tight ends, receivers, just like everyone else. Should be a good one.
It's interesting that as I look at your T-shirt and I can read no switch, but there was a big-time switch for you. You focused on quarterback in high school. You put up outstanding numbers. Now you're on the other side of the football.
Into what I do today, and just a good outside linebacker that can sit and be patient is really key into the outside linebacker game today.
How often do you have those moments when you're reading as a linebacker and you think to yourself, I know exactly where he's going because that's where I would have gone?
It's a little different at the college level. More patient, more reads, and there's a lot more stuff that can happen.
But you also have to be fast to get there. You ran a 10.91, 100 meters in high school. That is blazing. How much of your individual success at your position now is predicated on your speed?
Yeah, a lot of what I do has to do with my speed and athleticism. Playing 3 sports in high school really helped me with that. And I just try to translate that as much as I can to the field and the outside linebacker.
I also learned in doing some research, and you and I joked before we started this interview about your musical ability. You played bass in the high school orchestra. You don't anymore. You don't have the time. How much do you miss it?
Yeah, I miss it a lot. A few years ago, I tried to go to the music store and buy an electric guitar, an electric bass guitar. Didn't turn out for me. I figured I wouldn't have the time to play it as much as I wanted to. But every song I listen to, I try to listen in for the bass and try to stay attached when I can.
I also understand that during summers in your teen years, you were a camp counselor. You must have ranked as like the coolest camp counselor in the world. If you're with these kids, you're able to play the bass guitar for them.
Back to the bass. Yeah, I was a camp counselor one summer for like 6 weeks. It was just a good opportunity. Got to interact with a lot of different kids and immerse myself in different activities and get away for a little bit.
Obviously, the big activity that everybody is focused on this weekend, not just in Madison, but basically nationwide, college football fans want to know what happens at Camp Randall. Before I ask you to tell me what wins this game for you, what the atmosphere will be like this weekend, what do you expect?
Yeah, there's a lot of hype surrounding this game. It's our biggest game, biggest home game yet. I expect the camp to be pretty loud and tons of energy from the fans, and I'm really excited to play in front of the fans.
I know from a player's perspective, the 11 a.m. Central start, probably awesome. There's no waiting around. You don't have to think about it. But it also means a late arriving student section. I've seen 11 o'clock games in Madison before. What do you prefer time-wise for home games there?
For me, the earlier the better. Like you said, get it out of the way. Those night games tend to get, the day drags on, and you seem to be sitting around all day for the game to start. So just to get up and get going, and that's when we practice. We practice in the morning times to get used to these earlier times.
Get you out of here on this one. Finish this sentence for me. The home crowd leaves happy, and Wisconsin beats Michigan if
we execute. That's the biggest thing. Working the keys all week. We know what to expect and potentially prepared for what we aren't expecting, but just relying on our keys and our base rules will be big for us.
The well-rounded and multi-talented Zack Baun, a true renaissance man. Right now, Wisconsin Badger fans very happy his focus is on the linebacker position up at Camp Randall. Zack, appreciate the time. Great to chat, and best of luck on Saturday against Michigan.
Yeah, thank you very much.